Hey, everybody, welcome back. And I hope that you are beginning to find some new things that are helpful to you in ministry. Today, I want to share with you one of my favorite parts of being a youth pastor, and that is beginning to lift up these young lives and finding those few that really are discovering ministry and discovering leadership on their own part and beginning to foster that small seed of growth within their lives. So let's go ahead and jump into it. As we look at this, I want us to know how to develop strong leaders. First of all, make the application process, but make it significant. So I want it to be an easy process for them to come in. I don't want to make it too difficult for hoops, but I want the process to be significant so they know that they are entering into something very important as being a youth leader. Also, focus on their spiritual and leadership development. They're not just spies for you. Truly focus on creating within them a life of ministry and an understanding of ministry. Give them positions of significance. They're not just there to just set up chairs and tables for you all the time, although those are very important ministries within youth ministry. We all know that. But help them to find places where they can have significant impact on the overall youth ministry as they're growing, as they're developing, and you can entrust them with tasks. Evaluate them as a tool for encouragement and growth. Don't just have them just sign up and just be a leader without walking them through. Here's how you can develop. Here's how you can do better. Here's some things that you are unbelievable at, and you are really helping the kingdom of God with your investment in this area. Another one is elevate their significance to the group. I always wanted to make a big deal out of our leadership team, not as an exclusive club, but as somebody that we had really identified as leading and helping out and truly serving the youth group. Connect them to strong youth staff to be a mentor and a friend. If I had strong, healthy adult volunteer leaders, I wanted to connect them with my young leaders also. So they are mentoring, they are developing, and it is increasing the ministry involvement of your adult staff, as well as truly being a mentor and a friend for the teenagers that you have as your teen leaders. So, as we begin equipping strong leaders, there are some things that I knew that I wanted to have in their lives. And so I want to run through some of these quickly. You can maybe reflect back on these and look back through this because I'm going to go fairly quickly on this. First of all, I wanted to teach them to pray. I wanted them to pray as a daily practice, and I wanted to pray for others. I wanted to pray within the group out loud and begin to get accustomed to that. But I wanted to teach them to pray and to develop this discipline, skill, and this blessing in their life. Next, I wanted to teach them to teach. I wanted to give them some type of outlet to share their faith, to begin to develop a teaching skill, give them a place to study and express. If I had them give a 5 minute devotional or something like that, it required study. I wanted to teach them how to study the Bible, how to prepare a talk, how to prepare to teach. Next, teach them to lead. We want to foster character, we want to foster integrity, and we want to help them to learn to inspire people. They're not just the totalitarian power of the youth group. They're learning to serve people. They're learning to inspire people. They're learning to invest from their character, not just from their authority. Next, I want to teach them to dream. They're part of the dream team at the ministry. They helped me make my calendar to help me find topics to preach on. They were a big part of that. They can help make the calendar and budget work because they might have grandiose plans, but we say, okay, how are we going to pay for it? And it's a growing opportunity for them within their own lives also. Additionally, I wanted to teach them to organize. Some organize on paper and some organize people. I kind of broadly put them in two categories. Some are excellent administrators, some of are real people persons. So I wanted to teach them to organize in those respects and make sure that they were growing in that area. Another one was to teach them responsibility. We have to understand that they're going to fail, but evaluate both the success and the failure and give them responsibilities of significance. Make them feel valued, even if they had a failure. Say, okay, we're going to get back in. You're going to lead again. Let's see how we can work on this together. The next one is teach them to listen to the voice of God. I want them to begin to hear God's calling in their life. I want them to hear God directing them as they're developing lessons. I want God to begin to direct them in their personal life. I want to help them to truly hear the voice of God as He is stirring their hearts. You're in leadership because God is stirring you to something great in your life, and I want to foster an environment for that. The next one, teach them the value of one soul. So many times we get so caught up in big groups and what a success of an event is that everybody showed up, it was a big group, but help them to understand the value of a soul. Uh, Help them to see that, you know what, you might have had a small turnout for an activity, but it was very meaningful, that it touched a life, that it made a difference. When we begin to put these things together, we begin to see that we are legacy builders for the leaders of tomorrow. And we get to see our kids from our youth groups, they begin to go out and pastor churches, and they're missionaries, and they're leading ministries, and they're good parents at home, and they're good board members in church. And we see this legacy happen. And it all began with your investment in a young person to be able to lead. Keep up the good work, and let's lead well. And I'll see you soon. Thanks so much.